Cool. There's a good kitty cat. Alright. Cool. I know we have this piece. We still need more pieces. Alright. Get in here. Hello. I could never get any peace. I can't get any. Can never get peace in my house when I am. Where am I to find time to do my writing? I've tried beeswax, but that makes my ears sore. And besides, I can still hear the shouting and banging at all hours. I heard you might be able to help me. So you need a pendant to help with that. Okay, okay. Let me see what I can get you. Saint. Here we go. St. John Amble. This item was. These items have much in common with the St. John's poppy plant of the same name. The fact that they reference them in design. Okay. They have very different looking. They have quite different uses, however. Whereas the plant helps to overcome deafness, the anvil will dampen sound. You can even they can even be turned to filter out certain noises, tuned to filter out certain noises, but allow others to hear still. Okay, so remember correctly, this changes with rain. It's warm and vibrating with energy. Okay. It has similar leaves. I don't know for sure if it's the same leaves specifically. But we're gonna try this one first. Okay. Just out of curiosity. Let me see. St. John's Anvil Poppy. Okay. Could be this one. It's this one. It has muffled sounds. Nice, nice, nice. I knew it had leaves on it. The leaves in the design are similar to the leaves in the sketch on the of the plant. Closer inspection reveals that it indeed muffles sound. All right. Nice. Good day. Good luck with your writing. If you write a novel, let me know. I'd like to read it. Hi. You must be the Thermaturge's apprentice. Yeah. I bet he's a hard man to work for under. He helped me out more than once in the past, though. And speaking of my past, my eye has been aching lately again. Okay. Can't be a good sign. That can't be a good sign. But I'd be willing to make a fair trade for an even stone if you have one. Now, I do. It's this one, because I've fought with that thing several times. The design features crescent moons, a reflection of the I don't know how to say it. The metal is silver, associated with the moon. I thought it was stone because it looks the same as the stone, except that the stone has more of a coarse effect. It's not as shiny as I would expect silver to be. Ooh, he gave me gold in exchange. Alright. Goodbye, my man. I shall put this somewhere. Hello, Verona. I've been doing some reading. See what you can make of these. That fisherman that I found yesterday had been up in Wayne Bolt's back, so I'm going to see what I can find out there. Here I go again, sticking my nose into trouble because I don't seem to be able to listen to that part of me that says go put the kettle on and let someone else deal with it for a change. bloody minded arrogance to follow that thought up with. But there isn't anyone else. But here we are, and here I am. They do it all wrong anyway. Here's the thing, though. It's not arrogant if it's true, right? Because let's be real. The few good endings we've got so far, she has been a very key part of making it happen. I'm sorry. So she's not wrong. Like, she fed into the benefit of it all. It's not arrogance if it's true. It's just knowing your worth then. See? And there is a difference between being full of yourself and believing yourself better than that and knowing and believing in your abilities to do it. I'm just saying. Get in here. Hello. You are so beautiful. I've been wearing a pendant that I found in the library, and it does something to me. It gives me an appetite for reading that I cannot control. I was lost in the library for 3 days without eating or sleeping before I managed to go to take the pendant off and escape. 3 days would kill you, by the way. And it's rather pretty, though. Someone told me that I could use a crucifier purifier, and that would be in the place to get it. Yeah, so it's this. I remember this, too. You want that. What's wrong? Blah? Blah what? Do you want one of these cheesecakes? Or cheese sticks? Okay. I don't think your birds like that. They eat chicken. The label bears a symbol of vinegar. Closer inspection reveals that it is a small object round inside. We use that quite a lot in the story. It's like a cure-all curse thing on cursed objects. Simone, my girl, I am happy to see you. I've been working on something that you might find interesting. Oh? Did you know that nobody knows who built the strange Antiquities? Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's very old. Perhaps the oldest building in Undermere, according to some accounts. This is also fair. Even Eli doesn't know all its secrets. I've been decoding the journal that he found. It's slow work, but I've made a bit of breakthrough recently. Have you discovered the pence below the counter? Yes, it's this. I have learned that there may be a way to access the shop's hidden depths, and this journal holds the keys. Okay, cool. Here's what I discovered last night. See what you make of it. Okay. Horn shackle, and something moon written. The writing is dense and spidery, so it's not easy to decipher. Sounds like my dad's handwriting. Well, we know it's this one. What was the other thing about it? It was Hornshackle. It was the cat. It was this one. How heavy is this? It's got to be one that's heavier than a pound. You're too light. You're heavier than a pound. Okay. We're not good enough. What about you? You're very heavy. What are you? Nah, you're not heavy enough. You, maybe? Okay. He's heavier than a pound, but ever so slightly. No, you're equal to a pound. So it can't be you. You're very heavy. But it is a moon-themed thing. So what else do we have that's moon that's heavy? Not you. Not heavy. You're heavier than a pound, but ever so slightly. What about you? Needs to be moon themed. is a moving thing that is dense? Oh, cool. It's actually, like, sorry, I like how it's put on a pedestal. You know, so you can see it. It's too light. What if it matters if it's too light or not? It could just be moon themed in general. Okay, cool. It's just moon thing anyways. I thought maybe it'd be heavy base, but I think that's a different puzzle. Let's put the mugs in here, actually. For now. I'll stick you there. And now we need to wait until the customer gives us the other one. And then we can do this puzzle. Nice! Sorry, that took me a little longer than it should have. Okay. And we can put this in our door. Our door of puzzles that have been solved. Okay. Hello, nice bowler hat. After years of working in the thundering mill, I'm afraid I've gone quite deaf now. I tried St. John's Poppy, but I'm looking for a more potent solution. Okay. I would love to be able to hear my niece's laughter. Aww. Yeah, it's just that you need that. This pendant has the shape of a bat, an animal known for its hearing. Closer inspection confirms that it enhances the hearing ability. I think that's the cutest little pendant we have. It looks like a cute little bat. I think my favorite bat is like the fox bats, the ones that look like dogs with wings. They're so cute. I love them. Alright. What cursed story will you tell us now? At camp that night, one of the pair had awoken with pain in his left eye. He was alerted to the threat at once, recognizing two things at the same time. One, a part of his mind was not his own, and two, the casket wanted to be opened. Dun dun dun! You go the other way? Cool. Oh, you can go like any way you want, because it'll connect back up. That's kind of cool. The maiden in the tower points thy way. I am buried amongst the trees. I remember this being on the other side of the map. On the other side up here, but I don't remember for sure. I climb the narrow, winding stairs to the top of the tower, and I am rewarded with the view across the Undermere. I am not alone in the tower. Standing in the center of the circular tower is a statue of a young woman, the maiden. Her outstretched arm points due east, across the rooftops of Undermere and beyond. Okay, so that's where we get the hint as to where, direction-wise, we need to go. Never eat sour watermelon, so it's this way. So, huh? So this? Yeah. I figured this one or the other one. Okay, this one's got a name. I find what I am looking for in a small cavity carved into a sturdy oak tree. I am looking around, half expecting to see somebody, but there is nobody there. I take my prize and leave, feeling my mood lift by the smell of damp moss and the gentle rust of winds through the treetop. We have a little man. Onto the shelf, little man. Hello, Verona, my love. How are we? I love her and her daughter. I walked up the beck a mile or so in the cold and wet yesterday and found a section with a handful of dead fish floating in it, belly up, and blackened by they were. I'm not sure what to make of it, but I don't like it. I'm on my way to the hall, to Culligan Hall now. I spoke to Dr. Robinson earlier, and she said that the two women they found there are still in the same state as the others, in a trance, and eyes are black. Before I go, Annie Barrett asked me to drop this off. Annie Bryan, I think's the name. I could be wrong. I can't read. When we were kids, we used to explore the abandoned house on the lakefront. We'd take a boat out to the northern tip of Nairn Island and roll across there. From there, you know the one I'm talking about. Second from the left in row 4. I found myself outside its doors 3 days ago, and I swear inside the old times for old time's sakes. I wish I hadn't. I'd always had an ominous feeling about it. It has taken me the last 3 days to summon the courage to write this letter. But I'm thinking it's better you see it for yourself. What's out there? Okay. Yours faithfully. Okay. You know, this merchant, the player we play as has lots of friends. It's kind of interesting that they have this many friends. I don't know if it's a he or she, but it's interesting that we have this many people. So she said, you know, the one I'm talking about, second from the left in the row 4. Second from the left, row 4. This one's always confused me. Across from there. Okay. Second from the left in row 4. Because if you row across straight, it'd be this one. Row 4. The other one I'm talking about, second from the left. Row 4. We're around the right area, I think. Okay. Like I said, it's one of those ones up there. There's gotta be a dock to it so that the boat can be there. I don't know what exactly I'm expecting to find. Annie's letter was quite vague, after all, but I certainly wasn't prepared for this. In an alcove of the house, peering out through loose mortar and crumbling brick, is a melancholy shrine of sort. The skull of a stag is mounted above the opening. Its antlers smeared with dark red substances, and large melted candles pool out onto the wooden floor on either side. In the center of the altar, there is a small iron chest, rusted and fused to the floor. It's clear that it's been here for a long time. I do not see any hinges or eye-holes or keyholes of any way of opening it at all. But after a while, I noticed the inscription. It says, "I open to the voice." The only thing we have that's a voice is this. Nice. It just opens to reveal a golden tome. I can't imagine who would have stashed it here, or why. But it doesn't look like they'll be coming back anytime soon. It's the Golden Guardian statue. It's like the Moon Guardian. Alright, kitty. Look, there's your twin. Except blonde. I apologize for this inquest. If this inquest is imposing on your disposition, it is not my intention to bring your attention to a matter of contention. I have an inclination to perform an incantation of flirtation. For my part, a led heart of the thermal arts. He's getting that poetry going for that lady he's wanting to to swoon. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. You're gonna have to lay it a little thinner, you know, just a little thinner. You came at me that way, I'd be like, I think you need to step back just a little bit. You creepy. You gotta put your flirts in just a little bit. You gotta sprinkle it like you would pepper on food, okay? It can't be everything, alright? It can't be the whole dish. It's just gotta flavor the dish just a little bit. Love advice from a nerd. These items depict the god Suran in his non-human form. They are heavier than they look due to the core of lead hidden within their innermost interior. They're said to kindle a romance interest and are sometimes given as wedding gifts. Okay, hold up, time out. Serious time. Why would you give a wedding like the wedding party, like the groom and the bride and groom, an item to help kindle romances? Shouldn't you already be in love when you get married? Like, isn't that part of the curriculum? You have to have a really stable connection, you have to like each other, and you have to love each other to some extent, right? Am I... You're talking about, like, well, yeah, this is kind of like the time. Husband says maybe it's because some of these marriages are not out of love, but financial obligations and family ties. That makes more sense. Don't want them killing each other within the first year, you know? You need a contract to last at least a year or two before, somebody kills the other. Okay. So it needs to be heavier than it looks. It needs to look like the god. I won't lie. This particular, it needs to look like the false god. Because they called it pagan god. I don't know if they consider it to be pagan as in the religion in this universe, or if it's in pagan as in an insult. Okay. The staff. Because, like, pagan has a negative connotation nowadays because it's not a popular religion, you know? It's got deer antlers. Nothing remarkable. Textured clay. It's very heavy compared to what you think it would be. Maybe? Yeah, nice. I was like, it's heavy, but it's also, like, deer-like, because the antlers. Using the index, I remind myself that Simone has antlers, suggesting it is a non-human form. Could be a deer. Using my weighing scales, I can confirm that the item is heavier than it looks. I actually got that one naturally. Who knew? Did not get it natural last time. And we got work to do. It's raining out. Oh, you're not Eli. No. I'm returning this item he asked me to repair. Okay, thank you. The mechanic was mangled, but I've replaced all of the springs and given it a clean. How'd it get mangled? Good as new. Ah, yes, the key. Finally, we can open this desk. I mean, I wouldn't do that. We don't open the desks to my boss, you know. Totally not snooping. Okay, let me see what this... I forget the pattern. Okay, cool. So we don't need this one or this one. We need this one. I had it mostly right. I wish we got to use that more. That's a really cool key. And technically speaking, he should have given me this book immediately. This is about curses, for goodness sake. Very important information. I wish we could take it out. It's such a cute thing. I wonder if we could hide the box in there when we get it instead of having it on the desk. That'd be kind of fun. Hello, Eli. I totally didn't stick my nose where it didn't belong. It wasn't my intention to leave you unattended for this long. but I'm afraid that I'm going to need to rely on you for a little longer. The Order of the Black Veil seems to be more concerned by the Ravens than the Black-Eyed State that my Hungerford was Mr. Hungerford has found him. They said that it would take a few very powerful force indeed to upset them like that. Unfortunately, they either weren't able or weren't willing to talk any further on the subject. I was hoping to avoid it, but I'm going to go to Oxford and the Bivonian library. I think that's the word for, like, bird. I will be bovine. Yeah, it's like bovine, I think. Maybe. I don't know. That might have an N in it. I will be gone for a few days at least, perhaps longer. But it seems to be handling yourself well there. I do not see eye to eye with the head of the collections but I do know that he takes an interest in horticulture. I will take him a charm to soothe things over between us. Okay, so he wants a charm. But yeah, I think it would be cool if he's probably going to if he's going to a library, and I think that word means, I don't know for sure, I've not looked it up. I wonder if that word means bird-like autonomy, because if he's going to a library by that makes so much more sense. Older charms are carved out of wood, but the more powerful designs make use of the planetary metals. But no two are identical. They are used by horticulturists to encourage stubborn plants to thrive. They change in the weather, usually quite cold, but warm and tingly to the touch while raining. I know what this one is because it's this one, because we already handled it earlier. This item is made of gold and silver, planetary metals. It leaves a hint at horticulture at the use of them. The inspection reveals the item vibrates in the wet weather. But yeah, don't tell the boss I was digging around in his stuff. I'm not supposed to be doing that. He even told us that on day one. I'm at a loss with these patients. They aren't responding to anything I've tried so far, and I haven't been able to do anything in the literature that fits their symptoms. I am finding that they become violent if they aren't restrained, and they are always trying to leave. If nothing else, tea from a restful mender might get the most of the moment of ludicry out of them, but lucent tea out of them. But if we've got any ideas, I'm all ears. The witch's finger actually worked better last time than the mender. I'm gonna give her the witch's finger, because that one worked better last time to get them lucent. Because they're gonna go crazy anyways. Of High Church, I was able to learn that the witches refers to the yew tree, that this item is made of yew. It also as a symbol of witchcraft. Ooh, we're gonna get Bone Guard soon. Hello, how is your sight? I've come to thank you for sharing the wonder of the Iris remedy for me. It's changed my life. I'm still getting grips with it, but I've already feel my way back to painting again. Thank you. Aw, I'm glad you're okay. Alright, one last screechy for before bedtime, before we have nightmares. He knew what he had to do. Without hesitation, he took hold of his drag ring hook and used it to cut away the infected part of his mind before it could spread and consume him entirely. Using it on yourself sounds insane. It's like cutting a part of your own brain out. That's pretty rough, man. It's pretty intense. I'm closer to the sunset, but further from the sunrise. Alright. I'm pretty sure closest to the sunset, but furthest from the sunrise. So, I think it's this tower? Yeah. Because the compass is faced at an angle. The view from the tower is quite beautiful, but it's what I find inside that catches my eye. It catches my attention. In the middle of the room is an unlocked wooden chest, and within that, not one, but two small wooden chests, along with a cryptid scrap of paper. Dun dun dun! Okay, cool. We're just throwing things wherever we want to put it. Okay, we'll switch videos out real quick, so give me a second.
And we can just dance the night away.